Imagine a world where everything is different. It's hard to tell if someone is alive or dead. We are about to explore a scary idea. What if zombies were real? Zombies have been part of scary stories for a long time. They started in old rituals from Haiti and became famous in movies. These scary dead people who want to eat humans have been in stories for a long time, making us afraid and curious. But what if zombies aren't just in stories? There are many old stories about evil spirits, cursed people, and dead bodies coming back to life to scare people. These stories are usually warnings or show what people are afraid of. They make us wonder if death is really the end, or if the dead can come back in a scary way. But maybe our interest in zombies isn't just because they're scary and have cool effects in movies. Maybe we're really curious about what it would be like if they were real. As we look closer at zombies, we want you to think about what's real and what's not. Let's go on this scary adventure together. In recent years, we've seen various viral outbreaks that have led to fears of global pandemics. COVID-19 is at the forefront of these. Could a mutated pathogen lead to a scenario where people lose control of their minds and become zombies? I have prepared a scenario about zombie invasion for you. Our tale unfolds within the walls of a state-of-the-art bioresearch laboratory, hidden from the public eye. This clandestine facility, staffed by some of the most brilliant minds in science, embarks on a groundbreaking yet covert project, the quest for immortality. The team, driven by a blend of ambition and scientific curiosity, finally achieves a breakthrough. They develop a serum that promises eternal life, a monumental discovery that could change the course of human history. However, this triumph is short-lived. The virus, engineered to grant everlasting life, begins to mutate in ways unforeseen by its creators. This mutation triggers a series of catastrophic events. Individuals exposed to the virus don't die. Instead, they undergo a horrifying transformation. Their bodies and minds are warped, leaving them in a state of perpetual undeath. These once humans now roam with a single, insatiable craving. Initially, the infection seems containable, affecting only a few within the lab's confines. But the virus proves to be far more virulent than anticipated. It spreads not just through the traditional means of bites and scratches, but through other, more insidious methods, making containment nearly impossible. The cells of the virus divide at an alarming rate. Those unfortunate enough to be bitten find themselves succumbing to the transformation in mere minutes. One by one, each victim loses their essence, their humanity, leaving behind only the shell of what was once a person. These shells are what the world would come to fear as zombies. Despite desperate attempts to quarantine the virus within the laboratory, the efforts are futile. The infected, now devoid of all reason and driven by a primal hunger, find a way to breach the confines of the lab. They spill out into the streets, heralding an era of terror and despair. Panic spreads like wildfire, outpacing even the virus's swift contagion. The government is immediately informed of the situation. Emergency meetings are convened. Scientists, military experts, and crisis management teams come together to form a strategy. Quarantine zones are established, and armed forces are deployed to contain the outbreak. The army started clashing with zombies everywhere. Curfews, martial law, and even shoot-on-sight orders might become necessary to prevent the spread of infection. Research labs work tirelessly to understand the nature of the zombie virus. Is it airborne? Is it only spread through bites? The answers to these questions shape the entire response strategy. For these reasons, they capture a few zombies alive. The government, finding themselves unable to control the spread of a dangerous virus, decides to take an extreme measure. They choose to use a nuclear bomb and drop it on a city. This city is deeply affected by the virus, but there are still some people who are not infected. Despite the government's hopes, the nuclear explosion is not successful in stopping the zombies. The zombies, affected by the bomb, catch fire and start to fall apart. However, they do not stop. They continue to survive and move. Because of this, the virus begins to reach out and spread to other cities nearby. Information is key. People are glued to their TVs and smartphones, seeking updates and instructions. Social media buzz with rumors and potentially life-saving information. According to what is said on social media, zombies can be killed by a hard blow to the head or by tearing off their heads. Survival instincts kick in. We see a run on supermarkets and stores. Water, food, medical supplies, and tools for defense fly off the shelves. The pets that people loved once, that brought happiness and comfort to many homes. But now they've turned into scary creatures. Even the cemeteries where dead folks are supposed to rest in peace weren't safe. Dead bodies started coming back to life, clawing out of graves. These undead monsters only cared about their basic instincts, joining the growing number of zombies. This made the world even scarier. Offices where people used to work together happily turned into messy battlegrounds. The virus was sneaky and never stopped. It infected people's minds, making co-workers fight each other in a crazy dance of madness and survival. Desks and computers, which were used for work, became shields and weapons in this strange war. Homes, which used to be safe and cozy, weren't the same anymore. The virus got into people's personal spaces, bringing terror to families. Living rooms and bedrooms, once filled with joy and love, now echoed with cries of people trying to stay alive. They fought really hard to protect their last bit of humanity against infected folks banging on their doors and windows, wanting to eat them. Abandoned cars reminded everyone of failed escape attempts. If you dared to drive out, you'd get stuck. The streets were full of hungry zombies, and all they wanted was to eat the living. The virus didn't care about borders. It spread all over the world, causing panic and chaos. Governments and leaders tried hard to respond, but everything was falling apart. Society was breaking down. Once busy cities were now ruins. There was no electricity, water, or transportation. People were always scared and desperate when they went out to find food, shelter, and safety. Survival was the only thing on people's minds. They fought against the zombies and the darkness that threatened to take over their souls. As the sun went down on the old world, a new and terrifying time began. The zombie apocalypse. In the face of impossible odds and unimaginable horrors, the strong spirit of humanity was put to the test. The big question was whether there was any hope left in a world taken over by the living dead. But even in this dark scenario, there's a glimmer of hope. Survivors might form groups for safety or stay isolated, scavenging for resources. Heroes emerge in unlikely places, and perhaps a chance for a new beginning. Remember, stay vigilant, stay prepared, and most importantly, stay human.